Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Brian if you're new around here, but if you're a returning subscriber, you already know the drill. You're magnificent and you know it. That's what you get for subscribing, by the way. Free compliments at the start of these videos. Now, it's the goal of this video to kind of give you guys some tips and tricks, get you ready for the launch of Tower of Fantasy, walk you through so much detail about this game. If you guys are interested in these kind of videos, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more of these videos. In fact, I'll be doing a live stream, walking you through the game, leveling it, and we're going to talk a lot about what you need to be doing day one here in this video. But first, before we do that, you can see here, you can actually download the game right now and you can actually get it running. But here's the real kicker. I'm going to take you into settings, and if you're actually running into this issue, I'm going to bring it to your attention first and foremost. If I say non-full screen, especially if you have a multi-monitor setup, you might run into a situation where all you are getting is this weird box here. Now, if you need to move monitors, you can click here and you can say move, and then you can move it around. However, let's say the game launches and you're in this mode. This is all you see. What I want to point you to is pressing the F11 key, and that will actually bring back the game to this visual setup. And then you can go play around with even more of your settings, start looking into your controller and your keybinds. Note, I'll be doing a full controller guide here on the channel here in just a little bit. But I wanted to point that out for you guys, so that way if you're getting stuck on that, that's what you want to do. But first, let me go ahead and walk you through getting this game installed, getting your accounts linked up, especially if you're going to be playing on multiple, like your mobile and your PC. And then we're going to dive into the things that you need to be doing on day one right away in this game. And if you have any questions, note that I am gathering those up for future videos and guides to really kind of focus them for you, or I'm going to try to answer them for you in the comments below. But let's go ahead and get the game installed for you. All right, so obviously the first step is to download and install the game. If you've been playing in the closed beta, note that you're going to actually still have to download and install a whole new version of the game. So I would uninstall your closed beta and go ahead and install. Now, this isn't the case. Obviously, clicking on Windows will kick off the download. You can also go out to Apple's store and Google Play to get that here as well. And that's what's going to make the next step even more important. If you guys are brand new to Tower of Fantasy and you get the game installed, this is essentially the screen that you want to get to. It's going to give you obviously your news and notes. It will say download here. If you have not yet downloaded the full version of the game, be sure to make sure that's doing that. You can also go in your game settings and turn on auto update. If you are having problems with your game, make sure you go ahead and do a repair. I was actually having some issues and the repair has since fixed those. But click on TOF player and go into account center, and then within here you're going to have a little window that pops up that I'll just go ahead and drag into the screen here. And this is where you're going to be able to bind your accounts. This is going to be important, especially if you've registered your accounts either through Facebook, Apple, Google, Twitter. And this is where you can go ahead and click on bind. And what it's going to do is going to prompt up the authentication, walk you through that step. Now, I am having actually a problem on binding with Google, namely because it's asking for another level of authentication. And that apparently is behind the window for the binding. So there's a little problem there. I'll let you know if I find a way to get around that and get fixed in another video. But what I've seen, especially for those in the Genshin Impact sphere, they've run into so many difficulties where they went ahead and just created an account on Apple and then they didn't actually find a way to join it. So they ended up having two different accounts, and that becomes more of a merger. That might become more of a support center thing. But ideally, with the fact that this is built in, baked in right from the start, I have no idea what line is, but regardless, you can get those accounts linked together, and that way you'll be ready to go on day one. All right, so now that we've talked about kind of the nuance and the technical getting the game installed, tomorrow the game launches, and I want to focus your attention on a few things. Now, if you saw my What You Need to Know video, you'll know that Tower of Fantasy has a time gate to its MSQ and to its leveling, and there's a little bit of a difference here. So the main best way of experience and getting the biggest bonuses for your experience are going to come in through the MSQ. Now, there are side quests, there's obviously various different dailies and things like that. They're going to reward you, and I would encourage you to be doing those dailies. They're actually very beneficial to you in your leveling, because you're also going to rank that up and increase its overall reward structure for you. So taking a part of that obviously is a mechanic of these style of games. Now, beyond that though, doing your MSQ, you're going to want to knock that out as quickly as possible, because it will stop you from progressing, and it does have some kind of cooldown, and this is a time gate mechanic within the game itself. But also your level is also somewhat time gated. In fact, on day one, you're going to have a level cap of 18. Now, the MSQ here will get you till around level 14 or 15-ish. meaning you can do kind of some hard grinding 3 levels, so that way you're at the level cap, so that when that gets released, when the story continues on, you'll be ready to go right into the next chapter in the next day. So just, I really kind of want you to kind of put that in the forefront of your mind if you're really interested in rushing and playing this game as fast as possible. Now, generally speaking, I like to play MMORPGs as the end game begins in level 1, and then I usually just kind of have a different approach, but I will actually be trying to push this as fast as possible so I can give you guys the best insight in terms of what it means to be a free-to-play player versus what, you know, I'm sure that others are going to probably spend crazy amounts of money and make crazy videos talking about how much they spent and what they got for it. That's not really my strategy or style. I tend to kind of avoid that kind of content, but I'm not judging them. That is just what it is. But I want to make you make note of that, doing your dailies, unlocking your ruins, unlocking your map, being able to be kind of really explore the game of the world so that each time that kind of increases, that you're going to be set up and ready to go for the long term itself. Now, this is all going to be building into your long-term goals with the game itself, and that's going to hopefully be a lot of fun to experience. Now, I know we've covered a handful of things. Those are some good general tips and tricks. I will be live streaming this here on the channel, Ginger Prime, Wednesday night, because the official launch is going to be around 7 p.m. Central Time on the 10th. And so looking at that, that's going to push me into, I'm probably going to start a little bit later once I get the kids to bed. And yeah, if you want to come hang out and you want to ask questions, if you want to team up, let me know. I'll be doing that, and we'll hopefully have a really good time. I hope that you guys got something good out of this video. I know there's going to be a lot more that I want to cover with this game and for you. In fact, lots of little notes, a lot of things about, you know, just the live stream. You know, they have a Twitch drop that's going on. So if you want to go hang out and get some additional rewards from Twitch, like, this is really going to be integrated into a lot of different things. But hopefully you got something good out of this video. If you did, let me know. If you didn't and you want to see and you have other questions, I've been gathering all y'all's questions in the comments, and hopefully to be able to address those in a fully fledged out guide once the game officially launches tomorrow. So anyway, guys, I thank you so much for your time, your attention. I wish you all the best. I hope you have a wonderful day, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. But until then, take care.
Yeah. It's time to chill out on the couch and read some comments. That's right. You know me when it comes to Destiny. I'm off with a clan, and I'm glad you're feeling better. Oh yeah.